Merry Christmas to you all. According to Sir Yoga, Christ is settled on your Agra chakra. His whole life is depicting the qualities of a person who is a realized soul. And what he has suggested in his own life is that you should not have any greed or lust. The way these days people have greedy all over the world is really shocking. Right from the childhood, our children also learn to ask for this or ask for that. Only complete satisfaction in life can give you that equanimity, that balance, by which you do not hanker after it. These days, even India has become very much westernized in the sense they are also very much wanting to have peace and that. Actually, now in America, suddenly it is happening. People are getting to spirituality. They come to spirituality because they think they have not found any satisfaction in it. But we have to see from his life, the great life of Christ. First he was born in a small little hut, as you so many of them when you come up. Very much satisfied, and he was put in a cradle which was all covered with dry, very dry grass. Can you imagine? And then he sacrificed his life on the cross. Whole thing is a story of that sacrifice. Because he had a power of spirit, that he could sacrifice it. He even sacrificed his own life. So you can understand the greatness of Christ was coming from his great personality of spirituality. But the same Christ is worshipped all over the world, especially in the Western countries. And you'll be amazed to know how they are running after things. Or their industries are running with big stories about what they make and how people boast of their wealth. They will have a cross in their necks to show that they are Christians. First of all, one should never wear that cross on which Christ was crucified. But they do make up by this hypocrisy, and they are another extreme of Christ. Not only they, but even their wives and their children are all very greedy. They should have this, they should have that. But now India is very much in the same run. And what do they ask for? They think by getting all these things around them, they will be very comfortable. It's not. They are all the time hankering, and they cannot even enjoy whatever they have achieved. It is something very surprising that in a country like America, where there was no corruption, but there were people who were making big money. They are supposed to be disciples of Christ. It's beyond me. India was once upon a time a real saintly country where saints were respected. But nowadays, India has fallen down to such a low level of greed that impossible to understand these people. We can say they had not such a great following of Christ. And those who follow Christ, also the Christians here, they are the worst. They are the ones who have taken to all kinds of Western life. Oh, greed. And they call themselves Christians. But Christ has shown that you don't need anything in this world. He is such a great personality, such a great incarnation, respected all everywhere. Why? Because his power of sacrificing was the highest. Not because he was owning a big car or any big house, nothing. Only because he was such a humble. His life is remarkable. And that today he governs the hearts of so many. Despite the fact he was born a very, very poor man and was crucified also as a very poor man. So those people who are running after money are no way Christians, are nowhere near Christ. And so happy and joyous he was. And he helped the poor, he helped the needy, because he understood their problems, because he could feel them. He tried to help all kinds of diseased people, underprivileged, while today's world has come to such a nonsense that they help countries to fight. They create Christianity to fight. What is Christianity doing in this country? It's just to create a big power of creating lots of Christians. I've heard from many places how they are converting people to Christianity. Christ never converted even a single soul. He wanted to give transformation, as you all have got it, but not changing the religion or changing your birthmark, no. And what did he achieve is this kind of a useless, third-rate people who are running after lust and greed. I get worried sometimes about myself, that I hope my disciples and my children won't do things which are against the virtue, which are against the principles. And one of the principles is that you have to help people, those who are downtrodden, those who are not yet realized. You have to give them realization. It is not the way the world is going on that we give help to people who are ruining this. If you have to save this country, if you have to save the whole world, then we have to become like Christ. Develop your sacrificing temper. It should be very, very powerful thing, because you are all realized souls. Try to develop that, a temperament of helping others. I have known some very great people in my life who were always willing to give to people who haven't got it. And they have been of such a great temperament, they were never sort of given any big award or anything, but very happy if they could help us. It's very, very sad today in this country where so many people have sacrificed their lives to achieve independence and freedom. And what is happening is now, today, same people, or maybe their children may be not the same, are supposed to be governing, supposed to be in charge, are making money. Why this situation has come? In this country also we had many people who were extremely sacrificed. They were the leaders. But how many of you are left? How many of you would like to give away something of yours to others? What would you do to help others? It's very sad that the Christian nations have never followed Christ, and we also are becoming the same. I don't say that we should not do business or we should not make money. You can. But with all that, you must remember for whom are you doing it? What are you going to do with it? With this money, what are you going to do? Actually, we should find out at least in 1 year, have we given up one of our things to others? Not that I say it was to 5 years. No, that's too much. But can you at least sacrifice a little bit of your comfort for the people? Surgeries have to be extremely kind and loving. If you are not that, you are not serious. First thing, you should be kind and loving and understanding the problems around and try to help as many people as you can. But that is not so. Even surgeries do not understand what is the value of that. They are on the same path as Christ was. They are realized souls. They must have that feeling. They must have that oneness with the rest of the people, and they should feel the sacrifice of Christ within themselves. How he sacrificed his life is to improve our life, to remove our ego, to fight our ego. But we are so invested. Whatever he has done is a waste, is something people don't understand, and they do not imbibe his character and his life. It's very bad. For us, it is a very great message for all the people who are realized souls. It is a very great example. There are so many things to be done. We have, as you know, my mind is always with the needy. And I started many such organizations. You know the meaning. Recently I started something for the destitute women and the orphans in Delhi. I paid most of them. But at just the finishing, I said, why not ask the ladies to pay that little money to finish? And they did. They did pay. In Delhi, I must congratulate them for showing the way to other surgeons. I was amazed how they could raise so much money for this big organization. It is something we never see, how the women are suffering in our country, how the destitute women are suffering. They are left out by their husbands for no fault of theirs. No. Just like that, for some whim, they are left on the street with the children. More in the Muslims, it's worse. And I felt very much that I should try to do something, at least bring the attention of the people to their lot and to their problem, so that they come up into life and earn their living. I think it's a duty of all the surgeons to go and see around who need your help. Just don't live for yourself, earning for yourself, making money for yourself, but try to help. Help those people who can really be helped, and they should say, if the surgery is well done. So many ideas I have of helping people, and I'm going to try them with whatever money I have. But I wish you could decide to do something for it. Especially this country is divided into at least two parts. One is the rich, another is the very poor people. These very poor people just make my heart wrench. Wrench with pain. I don't know how to do it. It's such a vast community. But if you people decide, you can go around. Sit down. You can go around. And you can find out ways and methods of helping the people who are extremely poor. They need your help by all means. And you are capable. With the Mahalakshmi's blessings, you are very great. And try to help the people who are in great trouble. I know they are not surgeons. Don't expect them to be surgeons. They cannot. At the time of Christ, how many there were who were surgeons? How many people were there who could understand the depth of human problems? But Christ did. And he sacrificed his life for the sins of humanity. It's a day to celebrate his birthday with very great joy. What a birth, what a life that he had to go through. Nobody would like to have that kind of a life. But the essence of it we must understand. Running after greed is madness. There's no end to greed. Those who are greedy all the time. They are asking for money, asking for this, asking for that. Why not? See to others what do they want. Because we are in collective consciousness, we should understand what do these people want, what can we do for them. I know it's very difficult in those modern times with all the advertisements going on. But we are surgeons. We have to be normal. We have to face it in a way that a saint has to be. And try to eradicate all these sins by your special powers. Today is a day of great joy to me and to all of you. Also at the same time, when I see that the life of Christ, such a short life, how miserable it was. Not because of poverty, no, but because of hatred and because of tortures yet. He didn't mind poverty. He tried to live about it. What he felt bad was the way things are wrong and the way they were oppressed. And he took up all that as an alternate to solve. He created the Christians, and what they are doing is nonsense. Just a nonsense. It has no meaning. It is no meaning to Christ's life. And it has no meaning to the richness of his great work. So when we are celebrating his birthday, we should also celebrate his sacrificing capacity, his power of loving. Now Sahajanis have become very good people, very loving people, no doubt about it. But still I think the greed lingers on. There's no end to greed. I must tell you, I have seen people who are so bad. Like in America, they found out those people at the top of every organization, corporators, who were so rich, but they had 25 aeroplanes and about over 50 cars. Are they going to travel? At least 50 cars? How are they going to travel? One foot in one car and another foot in another car? But they had it. All this kind of madness. And they said that now they have nothing to say as such, but now that's all confiscated. What will you do with all this kind of a temperament? Isn't it madness to have 25 aeroplanes and about 50 motor cars? And they thought well of themselves, stupid as they were. When they will die, all this will finish. They are fighting about something in America, such a funny thing. When you do understand where are we going with our greed. This one incident where a very young girl married a very old man, very old. And when this old man died, he left all his money to this young lady. So the son came over and he made a case that I have been his son for so many years, and how can this lady get all the money? She got billions and billions, but still she wanted to have the whole. So she gave excuses, saying, I've done so much for him, with this old man, I've sacrificed so many things and this and that. It's a shameless thing, the way people are. And they are not ashamed that they are asking for money. For comfort. It's very difficult to understand human beings. Once they have gone in a straight way, they can go to anything. They don't know how to sacrifice. But I have seen when Gandhiji asked people to sacrifice, all the women gave away their ornaments. They gave away their lives. They went to jail, did all kinds of things to achieve independence. But what is the independence they got? Immediately all the thugs of the world became in charge. All the thieves of the world became in charge. What will you say to such a country where everything everything that is great and noble goes into waste. Have you been a noble person? Ask yourself. Have you been noble? Have you tried to help others from the light of Christ? We have to know that He lived in poverty. He was King of Kings, but He lived in poverty, in grace. And He did everything for people who were sinful, who were in trouble. Such a lot, one person. Now you are so many. You all have to do something. Don't live like these corporators, but try to know that you have to sacrifice something of your earnings, something of your luxuries for the sake of your country, because you are surgeons. You are not ordinary people. You have got your realization. So what are you doing? Are you demanding money from everyone? Or you are in love? Let me hear the stories of surgeries who are feeling love and compassion. I'm sorry, today on the day of his birthday, I have to tell about your life, which was very, very painful as a boy. For us to understand that such a glorious personality, such a great surgeon, he had to go through so many problems in his life. And his own people covered it. His own people tried to take advantage. I too have this experience from surgeries who got well out of surgery and they tried to trouble me. They tried to make money out of it. Everyone knows. They have such a bad value system that how can you say they are real license? So, we have to think where we can help others, what we can do for others. This is one of the things one has to learn from the life of Christ. I was actually born in a Christian family. And what I found out about the Christians, that extremely they were mean, dirty people. They were planning against each other and very money oriented. When my father went to jail, they threw us out of church. To love your country is a sin, is it? They did it. And when he came back and he became the mayor of Bombay, of Nagpur, they were his greatest admirers. To take out a procession. So my father just smiled at it. And he said, see this stupid. This is complete stupidity. And this kind of greed and this kind of stupidity must be stopped. They run after money, they run after positions, they run after also very bad things, some of them. Not the surgeries, but they. But even among surgeries I have found people who are very money oriented. they have made money out of such. I'm such a useless person. I don't understand money. So they could be fooled. All right, done that. And for years together they will be fooling me, so now what to do? What do I need money for? That is the trouble. The trouble is, if you are not careful, if you are not very money oriented, others can rob you. I say let them rob. Let them do what they like. But I cannot develop a temperament by which I can get after people for money. I cannot. I accept whatever account you give me. I accept whatever you say. I know it is sinful. It is wrong. If they are not aware of it, I can't help. They all will be ruined, all such people. I know that. But what to do if they don't realize it themselves? Making money out of serving of anybody. Such a stupid thing to do. It's very common. Very bad. I want you all to be above money, to above all these worldly things. And you will never stop. You will never have problem. But do not get mixed up with this kind of nonsensical things. This is God's work. And you should make money in no way. So we have to learn a lot from the great life of Christ, who was born as a very humble man, and he did such great things. He tried to improve our Aggyas, and even now, if you think of him, your Agya will be all right. It will be finished. I know among Sahajogis also there are people who are very pushing, are all the time pushing themselves. For what? What do you want? All the time they are pushing around, just like all other stupid people. So to feel the satisfaction within yourself, just like Christ, you have to meditate and introspect and find out, are you satisfied? You have to be very much satisfied in life. Otherwise, no use having surgery. No use getting your self-realization. I bless you from my heart that you take the character of Christ as a model for you, and to understand the problems of the world from the whole world as your own problems. May God bless you.